Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Techie Blossom. In this video, I will be teaching how I created the Indian flag animation from dots that I showcased in the talk Unleash Power of AnimatedPositioned in the Flutter Conference India 2022. Again, I have put a lot of effort to make this animation simple for you to understand. So I request you humbly to give feedback in comment section and also like this video. And also if you are new to this channel, subscribe to my channel. I will be starting a project from scratch that will have Indian flag screen. This screen will host the flag. As explained in my talk, we will use Position.fromRect with Rect.fromCenter to place the widgets in the stack. Let's first define the colors of Indian flag. There are 4 colors involved. Saffron, that forms the top rectangle, green, that forms the bottom rectangle, white, that forms the middle rectangle, and navy blue color, that forms the circle at the center of the flag. We also need size for dot. For that, we will define dot size that will be size for dots used in creating saffron, white and green rectangles. We will also use the same dot size for chakra. Coming to the Indian flag screen, which is a stateless widget, we have taken a screen width and screen height. We pass these values to the Indian flag widget. Before moving to Indian flag widget, let's first create dot widget. Dot is a stateless widget. Two primary things for a dot is its color and its size. So we will declare 2 fields, color and size. Let's default the color to white and size to dot size. As most of our dots are of this size and we can get rid of giving dot size to many of the dots. In the build function, use sizedbox.fromSize and give size by radius because dots are circular. By the way, it will not make any difference if you give width and height to sized box. The result will be same. Use decorated box and provide color to it. Use box shape.circle for shape and use box shadow to give shadow to our dots. This will add a nice look to each of our dots. Instead of keeping shadow as black, we will use the color itself with some opacity so that the shadow is of dots color like saffron shadow for saffron dots. This will also make our overall flag glow. Keep the shadow offset to 1 for X and Y because we don't want to overload flag with huge shadows. And that is why we are keeping blur radius and spread radius to the size of the dot itself. You can reduce it to what you feel is good. You know that we will use Position.fromRect. So let's create another widget AP that will hold this dot as child. Let's have only offset, size and child for this now. The offset and child will be required fields, whereas we will give size a default value as we have given in the dot widget. We will use this widget in a stack, so use Position.fromRect here and create Rect.fromCenter. The center here will be the offset and width and height will be same as size, of course. Okay, we are done with most of the foundational work until now. Let's see how our dot looks like. For that, let's create the Indian flag widget. First, declare SW and SH to store screen width and screen height respectively. In Indian flag screen, import the widget. Then, in the Indian flags build function, use a stack and position AP widget anywhere in the screen. Let's say the offset is 100 by 100. The child here will be a dot. We are taking a saffron color dot to test it. Actually, we don't need colors object. We can make app colors non-initializable. On running, we can see a saffron dot nicely glowing. The background might be not so good for this color, so I'm changing it to white 38. Now we need to smartly position many such dots so that they form India flag. Believe me, it's going to be so much fun and learning and exciting. So watch this video till end and subscribe to my channel. So first let's create 4 getters for each of the color dots. We are creating getters because these widgets won't change once created. Also, it will concise our code a lot. Whenever you are creating a shape, you should have subject width and subject height for it. This width and height can be static or derived from screen width or screen height. We want our widget to scale better for bigger screens as well. So we will use screen width for this. Our subject width will be, let's say, 40 subtracted from screen width. Because we use stackFit.expand, this will position our subject horizontally center aligned. Before creating this widget, I checked recommended dimensions of Indian flag. The width of flag is 1.5 times the height of the flag. So our subject height becomes 2/3 of subject width. One more thing that you should always have when creating these type of animations is start X and start Y coordinate. It will not be the case that we will always start from 0, 0 on the coordinate system. In this case as well, we will start 20 points from left and some points from top. Why 20? Any guesses? Remember, we subtracted 40 from the screen width. This 20 is derived from this 40. But we should not hardcode derived values because of course they can be derived. To explain it better, let's consider the screen width is 400. The subject width becomes 400 minus 40, that is 360. Now to place the flag horizontally center from where the rectangle should start, I think you got the answer, but I will draw it for you. 20 from left and you have 360 subject width and then you have 20 towards right. Hence accumulating to the screen width, that is 400. There is no need to calculate start Y here as it doesn't matter because we are running in portrait mode as of now. But you can do same to calculate start Y, but make sure to refer screen height when you are calculating start Y and not screen width. I am taking 100 for start Y. Now that we are aware of start X, start Y, subject width and subject height, we can create top rectangle of saffron dots. Let's do it step by step. Create a function finalColor.offsets. This function will return list of offsets of a given color. Let's create first row of top rectangle. For that, we need to calculate how many dots of dot size can accommodate in subject width. So let's create another getter, dots per row. The dots per row will be screen width divided by dot size. Try to have this number as int because this should be a whole number. By using tilde operator before slash, you can remove decimals from the division result. Now we have dots per row. We can generate a list now of dots per row length. For each index, we can create an offset. The x coordinate for this will be index multiplied by dot size and y will be start Y as this is top rectangle's top line. Let's quickly dry run this. Let's assume dot size is 10. For index 0, the x coordinate is 0. So at 0 x coordinate, the dot with width 10 is placed. Clearly, our next point should start after first dot ends, and our formula helps in doing that. For index 1, the x coordinate becomes 10. For index 2, it becomes 20, and so on, until required number of dots, that is dots per row. Let's write some more code to visually see the dots. Create another getter, all final dots. This getter will have all the final position dots for different colors. Starting with saffron, we will have another function, generate final saffron dots. Here, we will map each item of list of offset that is returned by finalColor.offsets. This function will return list of saffron dots. So we are using spread operator because later we will have more such methods here. And we need a single list of dots and not the list of dots. Now use this all final dots in the stack. Now run the app. Look at the first dot of our line, it is half hidden. This is because we are using Rect.fromCenter and our center is at 0x as of now. We will need to add radius of circle to x coordinate. Let's do that. Our radius is dot size by 2 because dot size is the diameter of the dot. Okay, this is better, but we need to place the flag in center, so we need to start the line from start x. So add start x to the x coordinate and even we can move this dot size by 2 to start x itself and rerun the application. And now we have a proper line. We need to repeat this saffron line for n number of times. So now what is this n? We can derive n from subject height. Since all the three colors share same fraction of height, if we divide subject height by dot size, we will get number of dots possible to fit vertically. And to get number of rows per color, we will have to divide that number further by 3. Whatever the value comes out of this is our n. So at the end you will have n number of rows for saffron, n number of rows for white, n number of rows for green. So let's run the loop for n times to create all saffron lines. In the all final dots function, we will wrap the function with for loop that runs from 0 to rows per color. Upon running this, we don't see more lines. Instead, we see existing line getting more glow. So what has happened here? Well, the other lines are placed below our main line in z-axis, one above another. We need them along y-axis. So we need to utilize the I here. Pass the I to this function and name it row number to make more sense. Pass this further to finalColor.offset. In this function, calculate the new y that will replace start y. We will still need start y as a starting point, but add row number multiplied by dot size to it. Simple, is it? And use this dy in place of start y and now reload. That's great. We have our first rectangle with saffron color. So let's apply same logic to create white and green rectangles. I will be not explaining much, but few things on this. Get back to all final dots and duplicate the first for loop 2 times. One for white and other for green. Create two functions to generate for white dots and green dots. Instead, inside them, just replace the saffron color dots with white and green. Let's run this. You can see only one green rectangle with lot of glow. That is not correct. Again, same reason for this to happen, z-axis. We have to position them properly on y-axis. The best way is to start a loop for white dots from where the saffron ended until I becomes 2 times the rows per color. And now you have white rectangle. Repeat this for green rectangle also. Start from where white rectangle ended and run it until 3 times the rows per color. Super cool. Now let's see how to create the circular shape with dots. I will use the same technique that I used in my soccer hexagon video to plot points on a circle at a given angle and at a given distance from center. So do check out that video also to understand the concept in more detail. Let's come back to all final dots and quickly add generate final chakra dots function. By the way, chakra in English means circle only. Let's also create final chakra offsets to return list of offsets that circle will have on circumference. In this function, we will find center. For x coordinate, we can take screen width divided by 2. But again, because we use Rect.fromCenter, we have to be accurate by subtracting half of the dot size. And for y coordinate, we will first take start y to reach the top of the flag, then add half of subject height to it. And again, subtract half of dot size for accuracy. Instead of SW by 2, you should be taking start x plus subject width by 2. It's same, but this is more scalable. Let's return this center offset from this function in the form of list. This is temporary, and in the generate final chakra dots, I will again use map on the list and return navy blue colored dot. Let's see where this dot is placed in our flag. Oh, it's not in center. That is because I used subject width to determine rows per color. I should be using subject height because rows of these colors are placed in vertical direction, one below other. This still doesn't look good. But I have another better way to locate the center. Forget about what I taught you before. Let's find x coordinate by keeping y coordinate as start y. You see that it's not centered horizontally on flag. So make x coordinate as start x. Now we can move this to number of dots per row multiplied by dot size. We have to make sure that we do it in integers and not doubles, because it is very important to place center at a whole numbered coordinate. You can verify it yourself by counting number of dots on left and right, and their count is 17. Total dots per row are 35. Now let's find y coordinate. We can find it by multiplying rows per color by 3 and then dividing by 2. Again, only integers. This looks perfect. We have equal dots above and below the center dot. So now find radius of this circle. We can again divide the number of rows per color divided by 2 and convert it to int. So in current scenario, this would give us 3. So now we have both center and radius, which can be used to create circle with dots. One more general knowledge fact is that each of the lines are at 15 degrees angle from center. So when we have to draw lines in a circle at 15 degrees apart, we would be getting 360 by 50, that is 24 lines. So we will have 24 offsets from this function. First, create an empty growable list of offset type. Run a loop for 24 times starting from 0. Upon each increment, we will have new degree, that is 15, 30, 45, 60 until 360. So multiply I by 15. As explained in soccer hexagon video, we can get x coordinate by using cos and y coordinate by using sine. These are our coordinates to form offsets. Because we have multiplied the sine and cos to radius of circle, the dots will be placed on the circumference of the circle. You can say this will be our outer circle. Add this offset to list and return list instead of returning center. Great, we have our outer circle. So let's quickly create inner circles. Idea is we will have x number of inner circles. Each of the dots will again be at the same angle but at different distance. So we can easily see a line being formed with these dots. What will be that x? Let's take rows per color as our x. In the all final dots, run a loop from 1 to rows per color and call generate final chakra inner circle dots. We will call this I as ring. Copy the body of general final chakra dots and paste it in the function. Instead of using final chakra offsets, use final chakra inner offsets with ring parameter. Now let's duplicate final chakra offsets and name it as final chakra inner offsets. Also this time for inner rings, we will take 1/3 of dot size, otherwise it looks so cluttered. Everything remains same until we find the x and y coordinate. Divide rings by row per color and this becomes fraction for our radius. For ring 1, we are literally taking a point at 1/8 of radius distance from center with some angle. And for ring 2, increases to 2/8 and everything remains same. And this continues for 7 rings. Remember a loop from 1 to rows per color? Reload the app and you can see the chakra, the circle formed with inner rings. It's too messed up in center. Why has this happened? This is because we have blur radius equal to size of dot in the dot widget. So while creating getter for navy blue, let's have it reduced by half. Now we see nice inner rings, but the outer ring is spoiling it now. Let's reduce the size of dot by 2 and now it looks great. This is really cool. But now comes the magical part, the animation. When you are ready with final offsets to form flag, you can easily place same amount of dots at a random place on screen. But before doing that, let's use animated positioned instead of positioned in the AP widget. Specify a duration of 2 seconds and add a linear to ease out curve. Come back to India flag widget and let's comment all final dots getter and create another getter all initial dots. This function is supposed to return list of initial dots, the saffron, white, green and navy blue. So first let's see saffron dots. We can do this mathematically. Create a function, generate initial dots and pass in the widget and rows per color. We have fixed amount of dots per row, so let's find total dots that we need for saffron color. Dots per row multiplied to the rows per color. Next I'm going to find a random integer between 0 and screen width. I need a random instance for that, so declare another getter to get that. I also want to get x value in integer so that my offset doesn't fall off my viewport. So declare 2 more getters, one for screen width to int and other for screen height to int. Come back to generate initial dots and generate random. For every number generated, we have to convert it to double because offset needs double x coordinate. Similarly, do this for y coordinate. Now we need to return a list of AP widgets. Using list.generate, you can generate n number of items. In child, I have passed saffron dots. So this will generate initial dots for saffron color. Repeat this step for white and green dots. Since the number of dots are same, we only need to change the dot that we want to generate. Rerun the app and you see saffron, white and green dots. Now let's do it for navy blue dots. Let's create another function, generate initial chakra dots, that takes in how many dots we need and second parameter for dot size. We know that there are 24 dots in the outer circle, so we can specify 24 as a number here. In the generate initial chakra dots, we can again generate 24 random x and y coordinates. Once we have random x and random y, we can return list of AP widgets of navy blue color. Let's run this and you can now see navy blue dots also. Now we need to generate inner circle dots as well. Using the same function, we can change the number of dots to 24 multiplied by the number of times we run the loop, that is rows per color -1. Because we are running loop from 1, We will also reduce the dot size by 3 because in final dots we used 1/3 part of dot size. Let's run this. Now we see all the initial randomly placed dots. And also we have our final dots. So it's time to add animation between them. Let's make Indian flag screen as a stateful widget and add animated bool variable and a floating action button with label as reset when animated is true, otherwise animate. In the onPressed function, use setState and toggle the animated variable. Pass this animated flag to Indian flag. Use this flag to show initial dots when flag is false and show final dots when flag is true. Restart the complete app. Initially, you see randomly placed dots. On tapping of animated button, the dots beautifully animate to form the flag. Wasn't that cool? You can use this idea as a replacement to your first screen that can be a splash screen. We can add more excitement to this by increasing the duration of final checker offsets to 3 seconds. So some of the AP widgets will take more time to get into the final position. So that is it for this video. I believe that you must have learned many things from this video. As a nice gesture, you can like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.